There are DSLRs and there are compacts. Then came along mirrorless cameras and smartphones that could offer up a decent percentage of the perks in smaller packages. But the DxO One is sort of a bridge between compact and smartphone. And it looks unlike any other camera. Well, saying that, it looks a bit like those camcorders from the 1990s. Yes, this is a camera for your smartphone, if you don't like the standard camera on your phone. This is how you connect it. How it works is that you connect it using the lightning connector, which comes up at a flick of a switch. And that just goes into the bottom of the phone. Once you've put it in the bottom and you're turned on, you're ready to shoot. You can flick the screen to change modes, but for some reason I couldn't get it to work on the day. We can do that. Alright, it's not working today. Yeah, that's fine. One good thing is that it shoots DNG RAW, but there is more. It shoots super raw. It takes 4 shots and creates one huge 160 megabyte file. I know the shrimp here is not raw, jeez. I mean, specs wise it's pretty good. It's got a 20.2 megapixel backside illuminated sensor. And then optically you've got a f1.8 lens with a 6-bladed aperture. Yeah, so it seems well spec'd. This is being geared up as a DSLR-like quality camera for your smartphone, whatever DSLR-like actually means. One thing it won't match up to with a DSLR though is with the autofocus speed. It's really not up to scratch for moving subjects on the street. I mean, I feel like it's actually slower than the iPhone. So you're probably wondering, why not just use your iPhone? It's quite a bizarre looking device when you think about it. I mean, it's stuck to the arse of the iPhone via the lightning connector. It works though. I mean, it gets your photos from here to there rather than separate camera, Wi-Fi to your phone, or from your phone to your phone. So you can instantly upload it to your Instagram. 20.2 megapixels to play with. The photos can be stored on a micro SD card, but also on your phone. With the software, DxO has designed it also it should work well with the iPhone, but there are some issues. It's not quick enough. See, when you don't have the camera on and then the iPhone's on sleep and then you have to start the app, then you have to start the camera because the camera was off because the battery life is quite poor. And then you start the app and the camera and then blank, nothing. It's connected, but I've got a grey screen. That's open too. What do? No, I can take the shot. It's taking something. I just can't see anything. I mean, this is waist level shooting at its finest. What do? Quit the app. Yep. No! Still the same. Do that. There we are, okay. And at which point it's too late. Which is a shame because the app is actually quite nicely designed and easy to use. Now the DxO One, you can change a lot of settings here. Apart from the raw settings, you've got timer mode, the flash, then you've got the advanced mode, which is basically PASM, auto mode, sport, an information desk, 2 pointy, 2 Toblerones, and a moon and a cloud. Plenty of things for fiddlers to fiddle about with. No need to get down. Because the iPhone tilts like that. Oh, there's a squirrel. Hello. Focus. I've got no food for you. Hello. Oh, there's a bird and a squirrel. Why is it not taking a picture? That squirrel is an absolute professional. It's pulling all these different poses and I can't get a single shot in quick enough. You know, this is DxO. This is the company that rates all cameras and lenses and puts them onto a website with ratings. The DxO mark means a lot in the industry. I feel bad for testing it the way I am, just walking around, doing what I do. I should do this in a DxO way, scientifically. Just figured out how to use the pen and yes. Test number 1, image quality test by doing landscapes. The kid's doing that. Open the app, switch on the camera, black screen. That's on. And the trick is to take the camera off, put it back on. Oh, okay, anyway. Scientific. Science. It's all in the name of science. Let's go. No, it's frozen. It's frozen. Let it go. That works now. Now, because you've got all these settings here that can be changed, shutter speed, aperture, ISO, it's good for people, as I said, who like to fiddle about. If you're shooting landscapes, you might want to have more depth of field, slow shutter speed to get some blurry clouds and blurry water or something like that. Well, first of all, the fastest shutter speed is 0.08 of a second. That's not bad. You can go all the way to 15 seconds. Now, I have discovered a flaw with that. It goes all the way down to 15 seconds, right? Now, if, like a landscape shooter, you want to use a filter, either to make the sky a bit darker or to slow down the exposure by blocking more light, you might want to add a filter. You can't do that with this. But, ooh, wait up, there's another flaw with a 15-second shutter speed and this device. There's no tripod mount. 15 seconds. How does that work? Just trying. What does that say? Try to hold your DxO One steady. Okay. Yes, I'll try and hold it steady for 15 seconds, alright? So anyway. No, stop. Why is it locked up? Ugh. No, where's the settings gone? Quit the app. Okay. Oh, I changed the No. Yeah, finally. Okay. Let's try this in JPEG first. RAW. Okay. So now, to put it into context, and to give it a proper score, we have to compare it to another camera. It's a GM1 from Panasonic. Looking at the images, the huge 160 megabyte Super RAW file looks alright, a decent amount of detail and acceptable dynamic range. Colours look a bit muted, quite flat. The JPEG version has received quite a bit of in-camera sharpening, a bit too much in fact. The GM1 with the 20mm f1.7 is sharper. Okay, now let's give it a DX. No, we can't use DxO, that's trademarked by DxO obviously. So let's give it it's a DTV mark. BOK, it's a BOK. It's a BOK mark. I give this a BOK mark of 6.5 out of 10 of course. Decent enough, but flat colour. Yeah, anyway, next test. Okay, next test is the bokeh test. Now this lens goes all the way to f1.8, which is not bad. And this sensor is the same one as seen in the Sony RX100 compacts. Backside illuminated. Sun shines out of its back bottom. The sun shines out of its backside. Bokeh, not so okay. Kind of reminds me of the bokeh you get from the M-mount Voigtlander lenses. Be okay mark of 5 out of 10. Not so okay. Yes, actually, if you're a serious landscape shooter, you can use a view camera. Well, it's an iPad. Now, I do have a tripod. Okay, anyway, the next test involves going back to the lab. Yes. And for the subject, we're using a Sony a7S, which is funny because... Anyway, let's get on with the test shots. You'd expect the Super RAW files to do quite well with noise, especially as that's one of the apparent benefits of shooting Super RAW, and it is pretty good up to ISO 6400. You can start to see it get rough in parts, but ISO 12800 is where it really does get rough. Not that nice looking. You can take it high, but you wouldn't want to use the files. The JPEGs have significant amounts of noise reduction applied, making the details a bit smudged out. Be okay mark of 7 out of 10 for Super RAW, 6 out of 10 for JPEG. An interesting concept, although not entirely new, with the likes of Sony and Olympus having tried a smartphone carry accessory like this before. This is slicker looking than those, however, which makes it a shame that it doesn't feel like it is quite there. Some things like the fiddly connection with the software can be addressed, and the dull colours can be dealt with in post, but there are some things that cannot. Battery life is short, ergonomics aren't quite there, autofocus is not quick enough, no tripod mount despite longer shutter speed options available that don't really make it a better option than a standard Wi-Fi compact camera or just using your iPhone.